In this video, I'm going to show you how you can integrate data widgets into the OpenBB Workspace. And so if you actually go onto our documentation, you'll see that we have here a section for developers where we show you how you can integrate custom data widgets into the workspace. And then the most important thing that you'll find here is this repository, but basically accounts for OpenBB, and you can go on to the getting started part, and then you can find this reference backend, which is perfect to get started because it gives you several examples of data widgets that you can bring that I'm going to show in individual clips. And it's great if you are building with agents because you can provide this folder as a default, and then the agent will be able to pick it up. So in this case, I'm actually running this locally. You can see here, I'm running it from scratch. And you can have this main py file that basically is what I'm running, that has routers for all of these different types of widgets, essentially, or types of things that we want to display. But basically what is gonna create is, I'm gonna paste it here, is gonna create this file here, widgets.json, which has a collection of all the different widgets formats that the workspace accepts. So for instance, these here, with the name markdown widgets, and with name, description, type of the widget, the endpoint and grid date is a very simple example. There's no when does the data become stale, the refresh rate, there's no very complex like category, subcategory of the data or something, or parameters. And so in the next clips, I'm going to focus on specific types of widgets, and we're actually going to look into the code. But the most important thing for you to remember is that widgets.json is the most important thing because it's the spec of individual widgets. And so when you actually bring it into the workspace, all you need to do is I put that link here. I call it, let's say, reference backend. I test, it's found it, I add it, and then I can actually see it here on the apps. I can click here, and now it opens out of the box. So in this case, we're finding this metric widget here, and where does the data come from? So I can actually look into this backend metric widget, and it's all the specs, right? But as you can see here, there's an endpoint that provides that. So I could go now into the code, and I know this is going to be into widget types, and I can look for it. And so it's this guy essentially that is responsible by creating that widget. And so this is an example to show you how easy it is to integrate data. And so we have a hello world example, I think. This here, markdown widget. Let's say that I want to say, let's go into the workspace, is this one. Let's say that I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, is returning it as a markdown. I save it. This is reloading. Now I come here, I right click, and I say refresh backend, and you can see that the 1, 2, 3 is applied. So OpenBB isn't in the business of storing the data. We connect with the data from specific vendors into the workspace. And then the last thing I want to show quickly is that there's another file, which is another spec, which is the app.json. So apps.json, whereas the widgets.json specifies each individual widget, the apps.json specifies the layout that you can expect for it to render into the workspace. So in this case, you can see that the name of the app is this one. There's an image that is used as a thumbnail, a description, and then it creates the tabs layout. But then where the position of each widget is, you just get the reference of the widget name, and if there is any grouping mechanism or anything like that, and that's all you need. And so this makes it so that you have this app that I can click, and it opens with the layout of all the widgets. And this is all I wanted to show for this video.